North Korea. 20 degrees below zero. 220,000 volts. Touch it, you die. Guard towers every 100 meters. Shoot to kill orders. Dogs trained to kill. Nobody escapes. But tonight, a man is trying. Another prisoner tried yesterday. His body is still there, smoking. He grabs the corpse and throws it onto the fence. The fence explodes. He dives. His legs catch the fence. Still live, his legs catch fire. Alarms scream. Every guard, every dog coming for him. He runs. His name is Shin Dong-hyuk. He is 23 years old, and he is the only person born in a North Korean prison camp who has ever escaped. Because most people in these camps, they don't know freedom exists. They were born there. They'll die there. This is the story of Camp 14, where 200,000 people are being tortured right now. And the one man who survived to tell their story. From space, North Korea looks like a black hole. Hidden in the mountains, Camp 14, 15 miles long, 200,000 prisoners. North Korea has a law. If you commit a political crime, your children go to the camps, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. Shin never met his grandfather, doesn't know his crime. It doesn't matter. Because in 1982, Shin was born in Camp 14. His first memory is hunger. His second memory is watching a boy beaten to death for stealing food. He was 5 years old. The camp has 10 rules. Rule number 1, obey all orders instantly. Rule number 5, if you see someone escape, report them immediately. If you don't, you're executed with them. Wake up 4:30 a.m. Work 12 hours. Coal mines, fields, factories, 7 days a week. Food, corn and cabbage, sometimes rats. The prisoners fight over them because rats mean you might survive another week. Shin grew up believing this was normal. He thought the whole world lived in camps. He didn't know what freedom was until the day his mother tried to escape, and Shin turned her in. November 1996. Shin is 14. He overhears his mother and brother whispering, planning. They're going to escape. Shin has a choice. Stay silent and be executed with them when they're caught, or report them. He goes to the guards. They arrested his mother and brother, and Shin too, because the guards didn't believe he wasn't part of the plan. They took him to the underground prison, the place you don't come back from. They held him over burning coals, his back, his legs, until his skin melted. He passed out. They woke him up and did it again. For 6 months they tortured him, until they believed he knew nothing. Then they brought him outside to watch. November 29th, 1996. Public Execution Day. Shin's mother, his brother. Shin watches. 3 shots, they fall. And Shin feels nothing. Because the camp taught him, love is weakness. Trust is death. For 9 more years, Shin works in the camp, starving, beaten, surviving. Until 2005, when a new prisoner arrives and tells Shin about the outside world. Park Yong-chol, age 55, from Pyongyang. He's seen the outside world. Park describes food, grilled chicken. Shin has only eaten rats. Park describes cities, lights, freedom, choosing your job, where to live, what to eat. And for the first time, Shin realizes this isn't normal. There's something beyond the fence. That night, Shin can't sleep. He thinks about chicken, and he makes a decision. He's going to escape. Not for freedom, but for chicken. They plan for months, wait for winter. Then, 5 days before the escape, Park dies, electrocuted in the factory. Shin has a choice: forget the plan and survive, or try alone and probably die. He chooses death, because anything is better than this. January 2nd, 2005, 20 degrees below zero, 3:47 a.m., guard change, 40 seconds of blind spot. He runs. Past the barracks, past the factory, into the forest. 220,000 volts. Another prisoner's body, still smoking. Shin grabs it, throws it onto the fence. The fence explodes. He dives. His legs hit the fence, still live. His legs catch fire. He smells his own flesh cooking. But he's through. Alarms, guards, dogs coming for him. He runs, legs burning, lungs screaming, starving. But he runs. A frozen river. He falls through. Freezing water shocks his burns. He screams, but keeps moving. The water washes away his scent. The dogs lose him. For 43 days, Shin walks north, hiding during the day, walking at night, eating snow, eating bark, eating anything. His burns are infected. His feet are frostbitten. He should be dead, but he keeps thinking about chicken, grilled chicken, and he keeps walking. February 15th, 2005, the Tumen River. North Korea on one side, China on the other. He waits for dark and crosses. He collapses in China. Free, kind of. China doesn't want North Korean refugees. They send them back. So Shin hides for 2 years, until 2007, when he reaches the South Korean embassy and finally, truly escapes. Today, Shin lives in South Korea. He's free. But he still has nightmares about the camp, about his mother, about the fence. The camp took everything from him. But now he tells his story at the UN, to journalists, to anyone who will listen. Because Camp 14 is still there right now, at this moment. 200,000 people are in that camp, being tortured, being starved, being executed. Children born there, who will die there, never knowing freedom exists. And the world knows and does nothing. Shin Dong-hyuk is the only person born in a North Korean camp who ever escaped. The only witness. The only voice. 200,000 people are behind that fence right now. They can't tell their story. But you can tell Shin's. Share this video. Every share is a voice they don't have. Every view is a witness they'll never meet.
The world ignored them for 70 years. Don't let it ignore them for one more day. Shin risked death to tell you this. All he's asking is that you press share.